There is a difference between knowing your wife has rights and understanding that you were made responsible for those rights. One is information, the other is accountability. You may have heard Islam gives women rights. You may even believe it. But belief and action are not the same thing. Many husbands think about their wife's rights the way they think about charity. Nice to do, good if you have time, optional if you are busy. But Islam does not present it that way. Islam does not frame these as her requests that you can grant or deny. Islam frames them as your commands, your duties, your responsibility before Allah. This changes the conversation completely, because now it is not about her asking, it is about you answering to Allah. In this video, we are going to explore 8 responsibilities that Allah placed on your shoulders the moment you became a husband. Not 8 things your wife needs, 8 things you were made accountable for. And understanding that difference might be the most important thing you hear today. Allah did not say, provide for your wife if she appreciates it, or provide if she asks nicely, or provide if you feel like it. Allah said, men are the maintainers of women because Allah has given some of them more than others, and because they spend from their wealth. Notice the word maintainers, not helpers, not supporters, maintainers. You are the foundation. You are responsible for her sustenance, her security, her basic needs. This is not a suggestion, this is a command. Yet many husbands approach provision differently. They give what is comfortable, what is convenient, what leaves them with enough for themselves first. But your responsibility is not to give the leftover. Your responsibility is to maintain her. The Prophet said, the best of you are those who are best to their wives, and the best to their wives are those who spend on them. Notice, the best are those who spend, not those who give reluctantly, not those who provide and then remind her. You provide because you were commanded to provide, not because you expect something in return. Some husbands provide but make it conditional. If you do this, I will give you that. If you behave this way, you get that. But maintenance is not a reward for good behavior. It is your responsibility regardless of her actions. She may forget to thank you. She may take it for granted. She may not acknowledge your effort, and still you are responsible, because your responsibility is not to her gratitude. Your responsibility is to Allah. When you understand this, provision changes. It is no longer about transaction, it is about duty. The Prophet said, the best of you are those who are kindest to their wives. Notice, he did not say the best are those whose wives are happy, or the best are those who give their wives everything they want. He said the best are those who are kind. Kindness is the responsibility. Her happiness is her own journey. But many husbands confuse this. They think if they provide money, they have fulfilled their duty. Or if they give her freedom, they have been kind. Or if they do not hit her, they have treated her well. But kindness is not the absence of cruelty. Kindness is the presence of gentleness. It is the way you speak to her, the tone of your voice when she has made a mistake, the patience in your eyes when she is struggling. Kindness is noticing when she is tired and offering to help, not because she asked, because you saw. Kindness is remembering how she takes her tea, remembering what made her laugh years ago, remembering the small things that matter to her. Many husbands become harsh with time. The tenderness fades, the effort decreases. They speak to their wives the way they speak to anyone else. But you were made responsible for kindness, for maintaining the softness that drew her to you in the first place. The Prophet said, I recommend to you to treat women with kindness, not occasional kindness, not kindness when you feel generous, kindness as a way of being, as your default. Some husbands are kind to their wives in public, but harsh in private. Or kind when guests are present, but cold when alone. But your responsibility is constant kindness, regardless of who is watching, regardless of your mood, because kindness is not about her reaction. Kindness is your command from Allah. Many husbands interpret their role as leadership in a way that means control. They think being the head of the household means making all decisions, silencing her voice, dismissing her opinions. But respect and leadership are not the same thing as domination. Allah says, "Wala in alladhizanil wives" is similar to what is expected of them according to what is right. This means your leadership comes with a responsibility to respect her, to honor her, to value her input. Your wife is not your subject. She is not your servant. She is not someone you have authority over. She is someone you have responsibility toward. There is a difference. Authority says, you do what I say. Responsibility says, I have to answer to Allah for how I treat you. Many husbands make decisions without consulting their wives. They announce their plans as though she has no say. But you were made responsible for her respect. That means her voice matters. That means her concerns are valid. That means you listen. Respect means you do not diminish her in front of others. You do not speak about her flaws publicly. You do not undermine her authority in the home. Respect means when she is right, you acknowledge it. When she offers a good idea, you accept it. When she makes a valid point, you change your mind. Some husbands feel that respecting their wives means losing their authority, but that is not true. The strongest leaders are those who are secure enough to respect those under them. Your wife does not lose respect for you when you listen to her. She gains respect because she sees a man confident enough to consider her perspective. You were made responsible for her dignity, for protecting her honor, for making sure that in your home she feels valued. The Prophet said, when a man invites his wife to bed and she refuses, the angels curse her until morning. Many husbands use this hadith to justify their right to demand intimacy, to expect it, to take it as owed to them. But they miss what the hadith is really about. It is about responsibility, not entitlement. Intimacy is a right that belongs to both of you, but your responsibility is to approach it with tenderness, with consideration, with awareness of her state. You are responsible for creating an environment where she feels safe, where she feels desired, not just used, where she feels like a partner, not an obligation. Many husbands approach intimacy transactionally. They provide money, so they expect physical response. They buy gifts, so they expect access to her body. But intimacy is not a reward for provision. Intimacy is a shared act of connection. Your responsibility is to ensure her comfort, her consent, her pleasure, not just your release. The Prophet's guidance about intimacy emphasizes gentleness. He spoke about foreplay, about taking time, about considering her needs. This is the responsibility you were given, not to demand but to cherish, not to take but to share. Some husbands become cold after the wedding. The effort stops, the tenderness fades. They treat intimacy as something they are owed rather than something they are responsible for nurturing. But you were made responsible for maintaining that connection, for keeping that spark alive, for treating intimacy as sacred, not as routine. When you understand this, intimacy changes. It becomes about her, about both of you, not about you alone. One of the greatest betrayals a husband can commit is exposing his wife's private matters. Yet many husbands do this carelessly. They share her struggles with friends. They mention her mistakes in family conversations. They diminish her in front of others. But you were made responsible for her dignity, for her honor, for protecting her reputation the way you would protect your own. The Prophet said the worst of people in the sight of Allah on the day of judgment is a man who goes to his wife and then spreads her secrets. Notice, the worst, not among the worst, the worst. This is not a small matter. This is a grave responsibility.
Your wife trusts you with her vulnerabilities. She tells you her fears, her insecurities, her past pain, her current struggles, and you hold that trust, you guard it, you do not weaponize it in arguments. You do not share it for entertainment. Many husbands fail this test. They talk about their wives' bodies with friends. They mention her financial struggles. They reveal her family problems. And in that moment, they betray not just her trust, they betray the command Allah gave them. You were made responsible for her dignity. That means what happens between you stays between you. It means you defend her when others criticize her. It means you do not join in when others speak badly about her. It means her honor is your honor. Her reputation is your concern. When you protect her dignity, you teach your children how to treat women. You set the standard in your family. You show what real leadership looks like. Islam gives women the right to own property, to make financial decisions, to manage their own affairs. Yet many husbands override these rights. They control her money. They make her ask permission for everything. They treat her autonomy as a threat to their authority. But you were made responsible for respecting her independence, not for controlling it. Your wife is a person. She is not an extension of you. She has her own mind, her own judgment, her own right to make decisions about her life. Your responsibility is to support that, to facilitate it, to protect her right to choose. Some husbands become angry when their wives have opinions, when they want to pursue something, when they make a choice the husband disagrees with. But you were not made responsible for controlling her. You were made responsible for respecting her. This means when she wants to work, you do not forbid her arbitrarily. When she wants to pursue education, you do not block her path. When she makes a decision about her own body, her own family, her own future, you consider her perspective. Your authority in the home does not mean you get to make unilateral decisions that affect her life. Your authority means you are responsible for the overall well-being of the family, not for controlling every member. There is a difference. And that difference defines whether you are a leader or a tyrant. The Prophet spent time with his wives. He sat with them. He talked with them. He was present with them. Yet many modern husbands are physically present but emotionally absent. They are in the house but not with their wives. You were made responsible for companionship, for being present, for knowing her. This means more than sharing a bedroom. It means conversation. It means attention. It means noticing her. Many husbands come home and disappear into their phones. They sit with their wives but do not really see them. Or they are so consumed with work, with friends, with other pursuits that they forget to invest time in the most important relationship. But you were made responsible for companionship. That means you make time. You ask how her day was. You actually listen to the answer. You remember what she said last week and follow up on it. You notice when her mood has changed. You ask what is wrong. Companionship means you are a partner in her life, not just a provider, not just a name on the marriage contract. Some husbands take their wives for granted. They stop courting her. They stop trying. They assume the marriage is stable, so the effort is no longer needed. But marriages do not stay alive through neglect. They stay alive through attention, through presence, through choosing each other again and again. You were made responsible for that choice, for making her feel prioritized,
for making her feel like she still matters to you. The Prophet said, the merciful will be shown mercy by the All-Merciful. Be merciful to those on earth, and the one in the heavens will have mercy upon you. Mercy is the foundation of everything. It is the lens through which you should see your wife. She will make mistakes. She will have weaknesses. She will fall short sometimes, and you will be tempted to judge her, to remind her of her failures, to hold it against her. But you were made responsible for mercy, for looking at her with compassion, for seeing her struggle and softening instead of hardening. Mercy means you forgive quickly. You do not keep a record of her mistakes. You do not bring up past failures when you argue. Mercy means when she is weak, you do not exploit that weakness. When she is vulnerable, you do not attack. Mercy means you understand that she is human, that she is trying, that she is doing her best, even when her best is not perfect. Many husbands become critical over time. They focus on what their wives are not doing instead of seeing what they are doing. But you were made responsible for mercy. That means you choose to see the good. You choose to overlook the small things. You choose to respond with gentleness even when anger would be easier. When you lead with mercy, your home becomes a sanctuary. Your wife feels safe. Your children learn what compassion looks like. You are not ignoring her rights. You are ignoring your responsibility. And that is something you will have to answer for. Not to her, to Allah. The commands you have been given are not suggestions. They are not optional. They are not negotiable based on how you feel or what you have achieved. They are your duty, your accountability, your test. And every single day you fall short is a day you are failing that test. But here is the beautiful thing. It is not too late to change. You can start today. You can begin treating your wife the way Islam commands you to treat her. You can provide with sincerity. You can speak with kindness. You can listen with respect. You can protect with dignity. You can show up. You can be present. You can lead with mercy. And when you do, everything changes. Your marriage transforms. Your home becomes what it was meant to be. Your wife becomes what she is capable of becoming. Because when a man fulfills his responsibility, a woman is freed to be her best self. Oh Allah, make us husbands who understand our responsibility. Make us kind, make us just, make us merciful, make us present. Help us treat our wives the way your Prophet taught us to treat them, and help us answer to you with honor on the day of judgment, knowing we fulfilled what we were commanded to do. Ameen. Today, reflect on these 8 responsibilities, not as a list to check off, but as commands you are answerable for. Where are you falling short? Where can you do better? Start with one. Just one, and commit to changing how you approach it, because your wife did not marry a perfect man. She married a man willing to try, a man willing to improve. Show her that man, starting now.